morning and welcome back to Vlogust. These birds out here are so loud. I don't know if you can see them, they're on the wall and in the trees. But they've been talking to each other for hours. Putting you in the cupboard, I don't know why I've never thought to put you in the cupboard before. I'm just reassembling everything because I moved everything yesterday out of the kitchen to take more pictures. I'm having to kind of like put the coffee machine back together this morning because I didn't do it yesterday. Also, Lee went out to buy milk last night because we'd run out. Because again, I didn't do the shopping this week, so that's on me. And I've got up this morning to half a thing of milk. One of the children, definitely the older one, has done something with half a thing of milk and half of it was in the sink, in a jug. I have a feeling she's going to the shop to buy more milk today. So good morning. I'm actually feeling very positive this morning because it's a new moon. We're going to do the ritual, we're going to do the whole thing, the manifesting with the moon magic. I've talked about it in a video that went up yesterday, but I thought later on I'm going to share some stuff that I'm going to do in the vlog. It's going to feel very woo-woo, it's going to be weird, maybe not for you, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. Just finished Greenleaf. It wasn't the best series. I mean, the last two series really were like, lackluster. I understand why it ended, but that very, very last episode in church at the end, I was like, audibly crying. And now I'm playing some Sims because why not? Okay, let's just close that computer because the insane fan is so loud. Right, so I'm gonna show you some of the stuff that I'm gonna use for tonight's ritual. Number one, I have my incense tray. What are we gonna call this? Incense dish holder thing inside this, just so that it doesn't kind of fall over, because although it's got like this little dish in there that you put the incense inside, because it's tall, it always ended up getting like ash on the side, so I just put it in there instead. And the one that I'm using is aura cleansing, because this is my favorite one anyway, and I like that it's aura cleansing. I'm also going to light a candle. I have crystals that I've chosen specifically, and I've got my moon journal that I bought from TK Maxx, very mystical shop, because it had a moon on it, and I saw it yesterday and it seemed weirdly fated that I would find this just as I was going to do this whole deal. So I'm going to write down what I want, I'm going to visualize, I'm going to meditate, and I'm kind of in two minds right now as to whether or not I'm going to keep those things in the journal or I'm going to rip the pages out and burn them, because that seems to be kind of like people do this, people don't do this. But generally it's going to be kind of mindfulness, really focusing on what I want, and kind of in the least crazy way possible. It is effectively just reminding yourself this is what you're working towards. I was going to do it like quick while Milo's in the bath, but then they came downstairs immediately, so I was like, right, okay, I'm gonna go upstairs, lock myself in the bedroom. I feel like, was it Nancy and Oliver? That all I want is room somewhere. How many of us feel like that in lockdown? All of us. So I'm in the bedroom and I'm going to listen to some, I was watching something earlier and they said they like to listen to, what is it called? Singing bowls. So people play singing bowls. You know, the bowls where they put the thing around the rim and it like plays, you know, like glass, that kind of music. I quite liked that idea, so I'm going to play that. I may even do guided meditation, we'll see. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That was the strangest sensation. I'm not even sure I've ever tried to meditate before, and I'm not sure if that was what that was, but hang on, let me do something because this is like nuts. This light is crazy. So I lay on the bed having like written down my wants to try and visualize those things, and was playing the music. I was just lying there, and at first I was just, you know, thinking of the things, imagining what life would be like if these things came true, and steadily like I started to feel weird all over my body started to tingle, and I suspect it's kind of like that weird half, you know, when you're almost asleep but you're not asleep, you're still awake. And then I was kind of in that for the majority of the time that I was laying down, which was like probably, I'm gonna hazard a guess, at like 18 minutes from the time that I had on YouTube. I feel like Contact. Have you ever seen that movie? You know, when they think it was only like 2 minutes and then they found out that it was like hours and hours of footage. I felt like it was 5 minutes and it was nearly 20 minutes. So I was laying there, everything was kind of weirdly tingly, and then I got this sensation that I was being covered over. But I could see something that seemed like it was a bad thing, and then suddenly everything seemed, as I'm telling you this story, I can see your eyes rolling. I know. When I was talking about the law of attraction in the other video, someone said, you don't seem to believe it, or they said something along the lines of like, until I completely believe it, it won't be true. But the reason that I came across that way is I'm aware of how it sounds, and when you're talking about it, you're like, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm just telling you this is what it felt like. So it felt like I was being covered over, and then it felt like things were lifting away from me, and it was like light. I'm trying to remember, there was something, like everything was kind of, oh, and then it was warm. Then I could feel warm on my top half, like on my arms and stuff. Everything felt warm. I didn't move at all, but it felt warm. So I wasn't touching myself, but just like the sensation. And then I could have absolutely sworn that I was actually under a full blanket. I wasn't at all. I had the window open. I'm wearing like just a little short set. And it felt like I had a full blanket over me. Really, really strange. And then I was very aware that kind of there was movement in the house, and I could kind of sense that we were coming to the end of the track on YouTube, and so I got up and here we are. But the whole time I could hear people outside, I could hear Leah Milo downstairs, I could hear the music. I was very aware of this. I was kind of almost talking to myself, like trying to remember everything so that I could recall it to you as well. So whether I was in like a half sleep or what, I don't know. But if you guys have meditated, I would love to know what your experience has been, because I've heard of it before. I feel like maybe I've considered it, but I've never really tried. And that was a really strange sensation. And if ever I really struggled to sleep, I think that really would help me. Because I wasn't intending to fall asleep, I feel like I could quite easily have drifted off then, which is weird because it's like practically the middle of the day. So yeah, that is what I've done. I get that this is not for everyone, but I also know that when I mentioned it, a few people wanted to know actually what I was doing, and so I thought I would share. I'm not going to talk about this again necessarily, because it is a bit out there, and I feel crazy talking about it. I feel nuts, and yet I totally believe in all of it. I totally believe that if you write things down and if you believe things can happen, they can happen. I believe that because it's happened to me. But saying that out loud makes me feel crazy, and I feel like in talking about it, I'm constantly prefacing it with, I know, and I don't think that does me any good. I think that I have to be positive about it and have to put it out there that I do believe in it. I am 100%, and I don't know whether or not I can do that if I talk about it publicly, because it sounds crazy and it makes me feel like I sound crazy. And so, did you hear that? Lee sneezes like the loudest in the world. And so I don't know whether or not I am going to talk about it. We'll see how it goes, but I would love to hear from you if you do this kind of thing as well. If you do have kind of a belief in anything mystical or just general like Easterny stuff, you know, like meditation and things, that's not beyond the realm. And it's kind of baffling to me how people will buy into the law of attraction or general astrology, but then other things are just like, oh, that's ridiculous. If you really think about it, star signs are insane. So I think if we can buy into that, we can buy into most things if we want to. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's vlog. Like I say, it's a bit of a strange one. It does put me in a strange, vulnerable position to honestly say that I believe in this stuff, and that's probably why I'm not going to talk about it again. But I did want to share for those of you that are interested, and those of you that are into this kind of thing, who appreciated my candor in the other video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow with a regular kind of vlog.
And I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will